In our last video, we talked about the different ways you can use video on Facebook. In this video, we're gonna cover all the things you should be keeping in mind when you're actually creating your video. When you're in the pre-production stage and the production, you're shooting your video to get the most when you actually post the video on Facebook. There are 7 points I'm gonna share in this video around getting the most from your video when you post it on Facebook. The first point I wanna share is catch people's attention. In the first 3 seconds, you have 3 seconds to really pull them in and engage them. You have to start strong. That first frame has to be high quality right from that first frame so that people are like, wow, I have to know what comes next. Because the way Facebook works, the feed works, they're just scrolling through, you truly do have about 3 seconds. That's how long the thumb takes to go up and on to the next piece of content that's there. So focusing on that first few seconds to grab their attention is so important. This starts from your scripting side, of figuring out what you're gonna say, of what elements you're gonna put right there, along with capturing it, shooting it, so that whatever you are recording, it's pleasant to look at, it's visually engaging. And then in your editing stage, putting graphics and content on there so that it captivates and pulls them in and visually interesting. The second point is connected to that is, even though you only have about 3 seconds to pull them in, try to put your branding as close to the beginning as possible, right in the beginning. Most likely people won't watch all the way to the end. So if you have your logo at the very end, that's the only place where a lot of your branding is, you might miss the opportunity for brand recognition later. So ideally, I mean, you're not starting off saying, hey, I'm John Sally with johnsmith.com and please buy my product, and that's not gonna capture their attention. The idea is subtly, or maybe not so subtly, having your logo and branding in place, or the way your framing works. You have your sign behind you have something on your shirt, or you put a logo at the beginning, something that visually says, well, I know what now that company is. So when they see the next piece of your content, even if they didn't watch all or much of the last video, they see another one, and now they start to know you, and you get that awareness, and then you can work on to the next stage of getting them to like you, and that's where they start to watch the videos. The third point is invest in production. A tip that directly from Facebook that they give to business owners, they say, whether you use a camera phone or a production team, secure the best available creative resources and set a realistic production schedule and budget. People are more likely to watch and remember videos that are well crafted and designed to play on every device. So right from what they said is the concept, get the best available creative resources. So this means that, just get the best available camera phone. If you can only afford a phone, get the best available phone that you can get. This doesn't mean you need to cheap out because you're lazy, nor does it mean you need to go beyond your budget and go into debt just to create your Facebook video. But this is where you don't cheap out just to quick make something. Find what you have available, whether it's people or resources within your own team or friends or family, pull them in, as well as the actual tools that you're using. Because most likely your competition, your competitors in your industry are also creating videos. And the higher the quality of your video, the more you will stand out and beyond from them. And also the general feeling for most viewers today, because of the technology that is available, their expectations are higher for the production quality. So if you have poor quality, production quality videos, they're more likely to dismiss it before they even get to hear what you have to say. Your content may be awesome, but they may not even listen to it because it's kind of a crappy video. The fourth point is you need to keep it short. Just like you need to engage them right at the beginning, the entire video, you don't want it to be too long. If you're creating an ad specifically, you actually want it to be under 15 seconds. There's a lot of research that even shows that 6 seconds is really powerful. The metrics are super high. Of course, it takes a lot of effort to figure out your story of what you're communicating in 6 seconds, and most likely you're creating a series of 6-second videos. But let's say you're not creating an ad, you're creating a piece of content to share to your network, to your audience, on your fan page, on your company page, your personal page, your group page. It's still important to keep it short. And this is where the power is, keeping it to the point so you communicate what your message is, but no longer. Don't fluff it, don't go beyond that. Along with, if you feel like you have a lot of content you want to share, break it up into multiple videos and release it over time. Don't feel like you need to jam it all into one specific video. Break it up so that you can, as people are scrolling by, they're most likely only really want to watch something that's about a minute, maybe 2 minutes long. and then they're like, okay, on to the next piece. And you can always have multiple series. So if they are finding it of interest, you can have a call to action, say, now watch our next one in our series, and they can click on that and engage with it. Because of people's time feeling of today's world, it's much nicer to watch a video, feel like you've done something, you completed it, and move on to watch another video. So there you go, break it up to keep it short, but the main point is keep it short. The fifth point is, if you're promoting or you're educating and training, keep it to one point. Keep it very concise. Very connected to the previous point of keeping it short, keeping it on one point helps towards that. Often when we're trying to promote a product or service, or we're educating somebody, we want to share all these details. We have so many features, so many benefits, so many points that we'd like to come across. Keep it to one. Allow people to go deep on one topic, one specific concept, so that people feel like they could really dig into it, get the meat. And then again, you can break it up into multiple pieces so that they can go on and watch another topic, another piece of content. I find this difficult sometimes because I like to just jam pack it with lots of information. So it's even tough for me to break it out into multiple pieces, but it is a smart tactic to get the most from your Facebook videos. The sixth point on when you're creating video for Facebook, what should you keep in mind? Tell a story. Stories are always a winner. It engages people, pulls them in on an emotional level. Whether it's your personal brand story of your company or the way you work or how you got into where you are. Maybe it's a team or another staff member telling their story. Or maybe it's a customer success story, a case study, telling their story. Or maybe it's an industry news topic of someone else, a nonprofit or someone else in the industry that you can help tell their story. Stories are what pulls people in. It helps create a personal connection and personal interest of what it is. And that's not just features and benefits or this topic or this stat. It's the story that sells beyond anything else. So use stories when you're creating video on Facebook. The seventh point for when you're creating your video on Facebook is get your best spokesperson to be in your video. The best person that knows your audience, but is also very engaging, that can be lively on camera. Often you can have people part of your team that may not be that lively. You probably don't want to go with them. You could hire actors, that can work, but ideally you find someone, whether it's a friend and a partner, that you can engage to be your spokesperson in the video. And even if they're not in the video, of someone who knows your audience really well to be part of your production team, having them part of that team will allow you to keep on point so that whatever your content is, when you're sharing it, they are the one that knows the audience so well. They're like, don't say that word. Our audience wouldn't resonate with that, or they wouldn't understand it. So having somebody in the production team that is a good spokesperson as far as they know the audience, but also on camera. And if you aren't, or you don't have someone on your team that isn't, partnering with then maybe doing two-person on camera, being able to have someone who's super lively that's maybe not part of your company, it's an affiliate or a partner company, like another person in a different industry that is ancillary to yours, that can help bring up the energy and keep people engaged, is another way to get the most from your Facebook videos. There you go, 7 points to keep in mind when you're creating your video for Facebook. In our next video, we're gonna talk about what you should keep in mind when you're editing it. There you go, lots of tips and ideas to keep in mind when you're creating your video for Facebook, you're shooting it. In our next video, we're gonna talk about when you get to the editing stage. When you're creating a video for Facebook and you're putting it all together, you're making the magic happen, the editing stage, what should you keep in mind? Go ahead and follow, subscribe, hit that little bell icon on YouTube to get notified the next time our video is online. I'm Alex with Your Local Studio. We'll see you next time.